wanted to. And if I choose not to quit, then why not make the best out of it? Rather than waste my time, you to charge for what? My coaching sessions with them involve deep digging into procrastination becomes hardly an issue. That's because you have procrastination happens because there is a lack of desire. For example, someone who procrastinates on her work because she lacks passion for it. Someone who procrastinates going to a social networking event because she is not interested in social networking. What should you get? A never-ending flow of desire. In anti-procrastination program, I used to teach my student 3 steps to do this. Let me share with you as well. Uncover your why, number 1. Ask yourself why you want to achieve that goal. The most powerful why is not a logical reason, but an emotional one, 100%. Number 2, recognize implications of non-action. Imagine if you made 0 progress in the goal for next 5 years. What would your life be like? How would you feel? And number 3 is create your ideal vision. Think about your ideal vision. What is your ideal vision that inspires you from within? How I used to procrastinate in school. For example, when I was 12, 13, I was disinterested towards my own studies. I was much more interested in working on other stuff like social services, like helping and those, and specifically in my grandfather like work, like he is a priest, which was my hobby that time. Then in school, I barely paid attention, nor touched my textbooks even. My dad always used to scold me. I was never prepared for my exams. I'm not saying because of this video, I'm saying the truth. There was a point where I hated school and would be avoiding going to school even by feeling like illness, by making some excuses, needless to say. I underperformed versus what I could have achieved. My underperformance is my studies led me to be discriminated by friends and society, parents, where people label you based on a number on your result slip. It was an eye-opening experience when I entered into the junior college, like +2, I continued to be disinterested in my studies. In junior college, I went to, was a new one, and because it has no national ranking, 8 was considered one of the worst junior colleges. in the country where rejects would go. So focus on ranking, numbers and results is a consistency issue where I live. They call this is meritocratic society, where people constantly judge others based on their results or grades, which is only one aspect of a person achievement. Because I rejected how hung up the people were over grades, how zombified of the student around me were, constantly studying, hating life. I resisted the studying. My school environment was very like toxic politics and many things, and I was surrounded by many negative college mates, right? I continue to hate my studies and procrastinated doing so. However, I eventually reached a point where I became sick of procrastination. I thought about what I wanted out of my life. I realized that if I hated studying so much, I could simply quit school, like college. Sure, it would be create immense stigma. Sure, my parents would probably hit the road and be very disappointed. But there was always the option for me to quit if I really wanted to. And if I choose not to quit, then why not make the best out of it rather than waste my time mocking around? By discovering my why, getting clear on why I want to study, which is to make the best out of my life, and recognizing the implications of non-action, continue to push and pull procrastination situation, wasting my life away. I became naturally motivated to study myself. I did not force myself to love studying, but simply recognize the role of my own life. I later enrolled into the University of Nepal, Tribhuvan University, which is one of the good colleges into education in Nepal. Because I was naturally motivated to study. I was proactive in my coursework. Procrastination was hardly an issue. Except for certain modules, I was not interested, like finance. Okay, there was hardly a moment when I wanted to avoid schoolwork. I greatly enjoyed my very city life, and I was the dean's list every academic year, honorary roll result for the top performers, and eventually graduated as a top student in mathematics in education. I share studying tips in my many sessions as well. Let me share something about working with my clients. Likewise, when I'm working with my clients, one of the biggest reasons for their procrastination is because they have not figured out their why. They may say that they want to achieve X amount of money, or the level of business, or level of life, but they cannot articulate why exactly they want it. The most powerful why is never a logical reason, but the emotional one, 100%. One that reverberates deep in your heart, that stirs you up inside, that creates a deep resolve in you to charge forward. My coaching sessions with them involve deep digging into their why, to discover, to uncover their truest reason for wanting to achieve that goal. When you connect with your deepest why, procrastination becomes hardly an issue. That's because you have connected with your deepest self, your true fuel for your goal. The times when procrastination does come up would be due to fear, which is second root cause of procrastination.